Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for you to take your seats. The show is about to begin.
Musical, lyrical lingo. Every episode a new bingo. Laugh and sing, go with the flow. Tune in as the memories grow.
Hello and welcome to Musical Lyrical Lingo. We're your hosts, Tim
And LJ. Today and every week we will be discussing musicals, but specifically what they taught us.
And today we're doing it with someone very, very, very special to us both.
So close to our hearts, like literally warms our hearts whenever we look at her lovely face.
And I haven't seen your lovely face in so long, so it's really lovely to see it.
I know.
Today, here we're joined by, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah.
Go on, who we're joined by?
Far too famous for us to
Drum roll.
All here, drum roll, please. No, hi, I'm Molly Logan, also known as Jennifer Logan to you guys way back in the day. But yeah, I unfortunately had to change my name. But yeah, no, well, it's good. It's nice.
Good. And obviously you have a better half now as well. I take it you're keeping your Molly Logan, like that's still your that's your stage name, darling.
That's the stage name. And then the child's got the name. I also look like I love myself when I like people that know me as Molly. I'm like, oh, this is my kid Molly. I have to name her after me.
I love that.
She's Molly Logan. She's the real Molly from birth, you know. So Molly Logan.
Molly Logan is here.
Like Irish ring, I think, too, like a wee bit of an Irish rather than Jennifer. Yeah.
I love it though. I do admit I find it hard to like just refer to you as Molly, so I do Jennifer / Molly.
Yeah,
you know,
that's weird. Yeah.
But I love that you've got like a stage name. It's like
I know. It happened at the end of second year drama school. I was there was a Jenny Logan, and you're not allowed. And she was famous. I think Niamh Ferry knows her. I think she was an older sort of lady at the time. We're going back 2012. And she was famous for the shaking back ads. And I think she's the theatre.
Shaking back.
Yeah. I think she's the theatre herself. So yeah, there you go. So I had to please, Molly. That was my middle name and my mum's name. So it's a nice little remembrance. Yeah, to carry it on. My dad was delighted at the time. Yeah. When I used to ring him, he'd be like, "Hello, Molly."
That's so cute.
Yeah, it's the perfect stage name for you. We have literally wanted you on our podcast since the beginning, and you have been a very busy girl over the last couple of years. So it's
personal life, and so what's happened really since COVID. It's all kicked off. Yeah, got married, had 2 babies, and I've been lucky enough to. The past couple of years have been the busiest I've been. So I've been very, very blessed and in London and Northern Ireland and Dublin. Yeah. So I've been busy. Yeah, thank God. It's because you know yourselves, it's a precarious business. And I don't know whether I would put my 2 daughters on the stage as that Mrs. Worthington song. I don't know. I don't know because it is precarious. And, but yeah, I would make sure they get their education, as my own dad said, and then go and do whatever you want. But yeah, it's ups and downs, feast or famine, but I've been lucky. Yeah. Since theatre got back after COVID, I've been very lucky. Yeah. It's hard for actors at the minute.
What'd you say? Sorry.
It's quite hard for actors at the minute. I think especially in theatre, there's a lot of in straight theatre as opposed to musical. There's a lot of famous faces being seen a lot, and it's harder for not so famous people to try and get the job. So, but that's the way it is at the minute, and it'll change like everything.
Yeah. But apart from anything, you are one of our bestest buds.
I know.
It goes back.
Honestly, and we've grown up together. I actually worry about what stories might come out of it.
There's children in the house here.
Let me tell you, any embarrassing stories you might have about us, I'm sure we'll have.
You have plenty up your sleeve.
Plenty about you, Mrs.
No, I'm a married tame woman now. Tame.
So let's do that. Let's go back to the very beginning. So like, how were you introduced to theatre, musical theatre, all of that jazz?
It was like my mum and dad both had a love for music, like a lot of, like, not music. My mum loved musical theatre too. Yeah, she listened to a lot of also records and stuff growing, when she was not very well herself in her home, that before she met my dad, and music was therapy. So I guess we grew up in music, and it's very important for me, for my girls to listen to music constantly. And then my older brother, Christopher, I shouldn't say older, God, he's just slightly older.
Off like that.
He got in, it was a little ad. My dad always remembers in the Spectator, the local Bangor paper. And it was McMasters looking for boys. And Christopher had done speech and drama. And then he obviously loved musicals and Doris Day and all the old school musicals he grew up on, or we both did, Oklahoma, Calamity Jane. And so they brought him down to Hamilton House, it would have been. And then he loved it. And then I started to come and sit under the table with Sharon and just watch. And then I was very shy. So that was the reason then I was pushed into it, and not pushed into it, but I was sort of
encouraged.
Yeah, to come out of my shell. And it was such a, like, I used to love the shows that we did with McMasters and go into the nursing homes, because the adrenaline I would have got after it for being so shy and quiet. And the friendships, every Saturday you were guaranteed to have a bit of fun and have a laugh. But the adrenaline you get and the making people laugh also was like, oh, it's like a lovely feeling inside. And then you want to do it again and again and again. And sort of, also it was like, I know as a mum, me and my husband talk about it a lot, like sport and drama and dancing is so important for children, in that you know where they are every Saturday all day. And then if they go out to rehearsals, you know where they are. They're not hanging about, and they're making true friendships forever. And burning off energy, and all those sort of things, like, and getting confidence. That's so important.
And we've said it time and time again on this podcast, like, there was weeks and weeks that would have gone by where every night of the evening,
there's something. Yeah,
there was something, like, we were constantly in each other's back pockets, doing this or that,
or rehearsals,
nursing home, or, and I think that is a massive, that's why we've all grown up to be such well-rounded people.
But it is true, though. We learned so many life skills, and we are so adaptable. Like, I have absolutely no problem. Somebody throws something at me and says, could you do this? I 100% go, give me a minute. Like, I'll give it. And that's from covering somebody because they were sick, and you're having to sing their song,
or improvising. On the stage, someone hasn't come on the stage, and you're like, all right, okay, I've got to do something here. Do you know?
Yeah, doing a presentation in front of your work colleagues. Well, that's okay, because you were standing, doing drama in front and monologues 100%. And all of those things. It's amazing how much of that we did on a Saturday is then in everyday life now as an adult.
Yes.
For anything, like, I feel like you just go in and go, do you know what? Take me as I am, and as long as I've sort of thought about it beforehand. And just go in, don't, be you.
Yeah.
That's,
Because you's enough.
Yeah, absolutely. But it takes years and years for you, I think it took me really on the last 10 years when, the more and more you do it, the less cares you give, the less. Slightly.
Yeah. I know what you want to say. I know.
No, I'm joking. No, but you know what I mean? Like, you just have to, like, throw yourself in. I think at drama school, I was still that little bit tentative. And if I could go back, I'd go back a bit older. It's so, like, important. I think I now see why drama schools want you older. I think you're better going that wee bit younger, because you're dancing and you need to be. But there's never an age limit with drama school, I don't think.
Yeah.
The more experience, the better. I was too scared, I think, still. I think now I would, like, with a bit of life experience, I would just enjoy it more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And was there a moment when you knew that it was more than just, stage school on a Saturday, doing all these lovely wee performances, that your brain then actually went, oh, actually, I think I want to do this. Like, this is what I want to do. The rest of my life is what I want to do as a career.
I always wanted to do it. Like, there's a little clip when I'm younger saying I'd love to be on the stage and sing and act and dance and all that there. And that's all great when you're 9, 10 years of age. But then I went through a phase, as Sharon would probably very fondly, or I don't know, not fondly, remember that I sort of fell out of it a bit. But then that was just me dealing with huge life changes at 10 and then going through 12, 13, 14 and not really knowing where I was fitting in. Because, Christopher, he had gone to drama school at that point and he was so incredibly talented. And sometimes, you're just going through teenage years. There was a point where I don't think it's for me, and sort of took a step back.
Yeah.
And then fell back in love with it again, of course.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Love the catchy tunes and insightful discussions on musical lyrical lingo? Why would you not? Now you can reap your fandom. Ooh, we've got fans. And show off your love of all things musical theatre with our exclusive merchandise. Ooh.
From comfy tees,
T-shirts,
mugs to stylish tote bags, we have something for every fan. Our designs are inspired by the show's iconic themes.
Because we are so iconic.
And featured playful quotes, alpha, ba, and graphics that will have you humming along.
I will never work again.
Wherever you go.
So head over to our merch store now and start shopping. Spend your money, people. And don't forget to share your pics on our social media using #podcast musical lyrical lingo merch. We love to see our fans rocking our gear.
Yes, we do. Happy shopping.
And how did that happen? Was it just because you did a show, or you got back into
the encouragement of other people just saying,
what are you doing? Why are you not doing this?
Yeah. And probably my dad and then McMasters, Sharon and Vivian, sort of going, what's going on? And then you sort of catch yourself on. And then I did go and see Christopher in drama school. Now, and he was like, I was going over the 3rd year on my own flight. I don't know, when I was flying over at 15 and he would meet me at the airport, or like Kirsty would meet me. And sometimes, there was lots of people would meet me and then take me into London. And then I thought it was class going on Oxford Street, Top Shop, that massive Top Shop. And then I'd go and see his 3rd year shows. And Christopher was like, this ain't how the industry works. This isn't what the streets aren't going to be paved with gold. I was like, I'm going to go to drama. I'm going to go to RADA. I'm going to do this. And then I realized, I was like, oh gosh, when Christopher graduated, it was tricky, especially for women as well. Get slightly better with more female parts. But and then I thought I was going to do social work. I'd applied for university and got in. And then also I think our shows that we did, down in Downpatrick, St. Patrick's Floral Society, your dad bringing me, like we went down and we did those shows and I got to play great parts. That's probably a moment where I fell in love again, probably massively in that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I met great friends down there. They know Owen and Gareth and Cliff, great pals, great memories. That's and that's when I was 17, 18. So I guess that's when I decided. I thought I really got to take it seriously, but I don't think I was confident, or I was too naive to get in straight away. And I'm glad that it took me 3 times to get in. And at that point, I was like, I need something to fall back on. But I still want to go to London. So yeah.
Your experience of getting into drama school was in itself, full on. For you,
I had two jobs, in order to pay for it as well. Like it was so. I don't even know what it's like now. I think the fee is like 100 quid or something to audition, but at the time it was 50 quid per drama school. So as by the 3rd year, I sort of had to make a decision of which drama schools I was really, really keen on.
Yeah.
And then flights and then recalls and going back. So I worked in Asda at night and Robert Schoolwear during the day. So I worked, and that was the last year getting in. And I think that paid off massively. And I had to do the groundwork.
And you always had your eye on RADA. That's where you wanted to go.
I think it's Christopher went there, but then I also really wanted Guildhall because that was the only drama school that he didn't get into. So I got a recall and he didn't. And so I was my heart set. But during that recall of Guildhall, I found out I got into RADA.
Okay.
So it was pretty good. So and then I walked from, where's Guildhall is like East London.
Yeah.
I walked from there right into Leicester Square, ringing everybody. I walked them off. I didn't even know. I wasn't even following signs. I just walked and ended up in Leicester Square and Piccadilly Circus. But yeah, so I did audition for musical theatre, I think the first or second year.
Oh.
Yeah, no, holy God. It was Arts Ed. I thought, I'll go for the one everyone raves about. Yeah, let's go for Arts Ed. Didn't realize it was very dancing. I was like, gee, that was
That's one of my favorite memories of Jennifer. Is obviously when we were younger, we were all sort of in the same like row, and we were like that dance troupe that I was talking about. So we were always pushed to the front. Okay, front. And as we got older, Jennifer moved to the back, because this was like, nah, this part.
And then it'll be me and Natasha talking at the back, and then Vivian be up with the gorgeous long red nails trailing you back to the front. Natasha. I know, yeah, dancing. No, but then I found out because RADA were noticing there was something wrong, but they were like, we're going to test you for a few different things. So I found out I was dyspraxic, which explains a hell of a lot of the dance.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So we used going one way and me going the other way, and like clumsiness and concentration. Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah. So but I think if I hadn't have danced since I was 3, I wouldn't. Because I can do it eventually. Yeah. It just takes me a little bit longer. And now I know what way. Now I have to rehearse. Yes. And all the choreographers I've met along the way, because I've danced mainly and nearly, we always have someone with movement.
Yeah.
They've been really lovely and understanding. Yeah. But the dance audition for Arts Ed, oh my goodness. So the ballet bar was in the room and there was the panel. And we're in earlier charge. That alone, everyone was stripping off beforehand, getting changed in front of each other. I was going into the toilet, going, what's that? It's the theatre. And then coming out and going, oh my God. And they were like, right, everyone to the back and start doing triple pirouettes towards us. I swear to God, if I could get up now and do it, but it was me just going, hopping around, stopping. Oh my God. And then we got to the front and the panel were like this. And I literally was like, this to them. And then they were like, again. I was like, oh, here we go. I was clinging onto the ballet bar for my dear life going, this is humiliating. So, funny enough, I didn't even get to sing the song. I think it was the first one.
So you got cut after the dance recall?
I don't know why, but yeah, maybe if I had told them it was dyspraxic, they might have just, So in second year, they noticed, but I just have to work that little bit harder and put my focus in different and make sure, it also depends what time of day it is. Like I remember it was one show, I think the poor dance person comes in at 4:00 in the afternoon. I was like, there's nothing going to happen here, even without everyone. That's hard work if you've been in from 9,
Yeah.
But no. Most shows I've had to dance and sing, apart from one, which was an Agatha Christie. So there was nothing. It was just pure. And I didn't have to come on to the second half. So it was great. Did my turn, make them laugh, and then go home. That was great.
And whenever you do see a play and there's a bit of movement in it, do you have Vivian sort of on your shoulder being like, come on, Jennifer, pay attention?
I do sometimes, funny, yeah. I said, what would Vivian do? I said, here, I had to do a self-tape tap. And I was like, here. Which I borrowed Gillian Donaldson's tap shoes for. Funny enough, I didn't get that job either. Now I am very ruthless in what I choose to audition for. I'm like, no, I can't do that. There's no point wasting either time. So I'll kindly decline. But funny, I was on tour with Grapes of Wrath when the news came through about Vivian, and I always remember just the feeling. And like that was one of my first serious parts as well. So and it was quite Grapes of Wrath isn't easy. Like very relevant of this time world that we're living in and at the time. So it was a heavy go. It was quite a heavy piece and a piece close to my heart. And Vivian passing through that will always be that sort of journey of my career as well, changing a little bit, going into like more serious, taken seriously. And what would Vivian say?
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. So.
And what were your 3? Was it 3 years at RADA? You did
3 years, yeah.
And what was that time like? What was your training like? Did you?
Oh, it was great. Yeah, I know some people need it and some people don't, but I definitely needed it. I needed it for the confidence. Just getting more confidence with myself and trusting myself and knowing that I'm good. Funny, when I went to drama school, because I thought, oh, my brother went here, maybe that's the reason I get in. But the teachers were so kind in that I was my own person, and that's when I realized me and Christopher are so different. We may look alike, but we're so different in many ways. And that's when I started to find myself. And I always thought I would just do modern stuff. I didn't think I was clever enough for. There was because we had a lot of clever people in my year, and I felt Irish people, I always feel, do put ourselves down. There was another Irish girl. We tend to knock ourselves down and not be as confident. But RADA really helped me in that. Someone may be really, really clever, but then they may not have the instincts to get up and do a certain thing. They're too busy thinking. Whereas I don't, do you know what I mean? But I loved it. And my singing came on an awful lot. My singing came on. I wish now, I've now, my little girls, I would love them to have singing lessons. I never had that. I got singing lessons every week, and then I got the Sondheim competition, which I couldn't believe. Myself and Taryn Edgerton, who's done very well. But
who's that?
I don't know. He won it. But the two of us were way out of our depth with musical theatre people. It was a time where we're both smoking, we're both sitting outside going, what are we doing here? And they were all fabulous, fabulous singers in their third. We were second year, and they were all third year at musical theatre courses.
Explain.
And I thought, if I did that, I can do anything.
So explain that competition to the listeners in case they don't know what this time.
It's 30 drama schools all over the country. I don't know, 35 maybe. And each drama school puts 2 people forward, boy and girl. And then you'll go to RAM, Royal Academy of Music, to audition. And then you sing a Sondheim song. And then if you get through, then it's a competition. It was at the Queen's Theatre where Les Mis was on at the time.
Yeah.
And we all compete. So the 2 of us got in. Me and Taryn couldn't believe it. And I sang for the audition. I sang Here's the Ladies Who Lunch,
Yes.
Yeah.
But then the lady who was hosting it, she died there, passed away last year. She was in the Bake Off musical.
I know who you're talking about.
She was hosting it, and she wanted to sing that song. So I then had to pick a new song. And I remember sitting in Bangor Library at the time, because we didn't have a computer, trying to listen to the new song. So I had then sang Leave You from Follies. They thought, unfortunately, because of my register, I couldn't quite sing all the lovely Sondheim young part. I was playing old women. So I sang that, and I can't remember the new song. You had to sing then a new musical theatre, up and coming people.
All right, okay.
New writing. So and great talent in that. There was a girl there, Sarah. She played there Glinda in the Tour of Wicked. She was in the competition. But anyway, Sarah
O'Connor.
Yeah.
Yes.
She was in there. Yeah, lovely girl. And a lovely other girl who's been done quite a lot. Yeah, people have done well, but
was it Hayden Gwynn you were talking about?
Yeah. So she hosted it, and then I'll never forget, because as I said, my confidence with singing was quite low, and I was shaking like a leaf throughout it, and all I could think of was my dad was out there. It was quite an achievement. So, but anyway, my legs were shaking, but I gave you a laugh beforehand, because I wore this red dress. Now, it was from River Island. I can still see it. It was a size 6. God almighty. Those were the days. And I'd ironed it the night before, and I was hanging it on the tube in the way, and it was a Sunday morning, you see, so nobody on the tube. I had a bit of plastic over, God help me. And I tanned my legs and everything, so we split at the back, but it should have only just come to the back of your knees. But when I went in this 5-minute call, I thought, right, I'll go in and put it on. It was a wee, off the shoulder number, and the split was not to the back of the knees, it was right up to the coccyx. So clearly, as I'd worn that probably on a night out, months previous, and had forgotten it had split, and I was wearing a thong, and I was like, holy moly. Thankfully, someone had a spare pair of tights, black tights. And the red flag from Les Mis, because that was the theatre we were doing it, there was red thread. And the dress. So God love, there was an understudy girl. She was in the side sewing away in my red dress. So it was like, and I put the black tights on just in case, because I had to get up on a stool for one of the songs. I swear. And then there's a lovely picture of everyone for the opening number. I can't remember what the opening number was. Well, yeah, that was a choreo. We had to go back to Arts Ed, had PSTD or PTSD, whatever it is. With that, I had to learn this like little. It was like only swaying and maybe doing a wee bit back, step back. Anyway, and the picture of me, and I look like a nun. Everyone's in the town. All the musical theatre people look really sexy, and then there's the wee nun in the black tights at the end. But yeah, I remember after that, my legs were shaking like mad, and I said to my singing teacher afterwards, I went, if I can do that, I can do anything. And we were in second year. And that really helped. Yeah. I didn't it was just an achievement to even get that, because your dad was probably the only person that believed in me to sing at the, back home. And Vivian believed, giving me parts. But RADA really helped with, you all right? RADA really helped with confidence.
Oh.
He's laughing at me. He's going quiet.
Not Mark, is he going to come in and say hello?
He's away running. But yeah, so times at RADA, it was great. Third year, RADA always do a musical, so we did a musical, and then I signed with my agent. What was it? It was on a Sondheim's. Even Sondheim, I think, was embarrassed about it. It was called Saturday Night. It wasn't a great one.
Oh,
it was one of his very early ones. Oh dear, someone did you hear that crying?
Oh, is there someone crying in the background there?
Yeah, but RADA was great. And great friendship. I had a good year, really nice one.
And was Taran in that showcase in third year as well then, yeah?
He was. He played the main part, yeah. He actually got a lot of interest from that, funny. The music, I think
it's still one of the biggest disappointments of my life is that I still haven't got to sing karaoke with Taran. I thought that was going to happen at the wedding.
I think Owen did. He won. I know.
Oh, listen, we were all lined up, ready to go. Like
lined up, plenty of them. I know.
Like with the duet partners, like
I'll just have to get married again, will I? Yeah, I'll keep.
Yes, if you could just renew your vows or something, and just make sure he comes this time and he's not filming.
Make sure he's not filming. I know, well for him. But he was really kind because for my dad's 80th, he bought us tickets to Hugh Jackman. Because obviously he did that film.
That's right. Yeah.
That was one of the best nights. That was an amazing show. Oh my God. Sing, act, dance. That man is just amazing. Definitely worth if he comes again. Go. Oh. So drama, and then left. And then it took me about nearly 10 months to get a job. Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say. So what was
nice about it all? He was like, Molly, you're a character actor. Essentially, and this, what is it? Now I need to get it right. It's not a sprint; it's a marathon. So you just got to take. It's just and you're going to have a longer career being a character actor, but it might just not happen straight away. So I did the 24-hour plays for the Old Vic, which I met lots of great people, and they've all gone on. Writers, directors, they've all done. We were the last lot to do that under He Who Shall Not Be Named while he was running that theatre, but that was the last batch, and that was amazing. And then Christopher got offered the Globe, Shakespeare's Globe, for Midsummer Night's Dream, and then I auditioned for it and got one of the fairies and Blue Stockings. So I spent my first job with Christopher and Josh, my best friend from RADA, and it was the best 6 months. It was great in the Globe, 6 months, I know, and there was a bit of dancing on that. But it was grand. We'll go through it. 6 months.
But like Jennifer, when we look at your CV, like you have done so much Shakespeare and so much in the Globe. Like,
I know, actually, because I was saying that when I went to RAD, I thought, I'll just do modern stuff. Like, I'm not clever. I'm like, Christopher's much more well read when he was used to it growing up. I did the odd thing, but funny enough, yeah. I think, honestly, Dominic Drumgoole, who ran the Globe at the time, and he offered me a year later Puck it was the same production was going, but a few people weren't doing it. And he offered me Puck, and I couldn't believe it. And then after that, he sort of he started my career, I believe, Dominic, I know an awful lot. And then the Globe are very loyal and get you back and back and back. And that's sort of what's happened. And then after having the baby, the first time with Molly, you sort of worry as an actress. There's a lot of talk at the minute as well about theatres need to be more accommodating for mothers with family, and RSC were great there. They did job share, 2 mums, where one was pregnant and then she went off and another mum came in. There's a few of the West End places are great, but the Globe are great in that Michelle Terry, then who runs it, I've known her from I was 10, from Christopher, through National Youth Theatre. He offered me then the Fir Tree, and Molly was allowed into rehearsals, and it was great. And that started that. And then from that, then I got offered Midsummer Night's Dream that summer, 2023. Molly was allowed into rehearsals. And Molly was small enough then. It was great. She was only 1. So, you know, now I'd have to really, really consider the job. It'd have to be really, really worth my while to move house and, you know what I mean, essentially. Yeah. It was also handy that Mark's a teacher and he gets the Republic of Ireland get 3 months off secondary school. So that works out brilliant, you know. And then I'm going back to do Dancing at Lunacy. So I found out I was pregnant during Dancing at Lunacy last year. I was like, oh gosh. It was in the last week of rehearsals. And I was feeling, you know, when you feel different. And I was like, oh gosh, right, I'm going to do a test. And I couldn't believe it. I've waited years to work in Ireland, in the Republic of Ireland, because I couldn't get my foot through the door there either. And I happened to work with the director at the Globe in Taming of the Shrew. And a great part. And I thought, I've jeopardised this because I'm like, you know, it's a worry again, you know, like it shouldn't be that way in our industry, but you just worry that, you know, I can be replaced tomorrow by someone that can do the job maybe better. And because the character was meant to smoke, there was a lot of physicality. And they were absolutely fine. The smoking was cut. We just had to work because there's jokes about the cigarettes, so we just had to cut it. And the choreographer, your woman, we didn't actually know at that time when we were pregnant. Your woman, Jean Butler, came over from America, the river dance lady.
Oh wow!
To choreograph the dance, and then the woman who was the movement, she just adapted it with my pregnancy because she said you need to think about this is a 3-month run. You know. Yeah. You're going to be out of your first try. You need to think about it when you're 10 weeks. So and I got through it. I was really proud of it. It was the proudest job, like great part. And then I got myself an agent from it down south. So I share my agent in London and in Dublin, and got through the first trimester. And then I did the Christmas show, and then we're going back with Dance at Lunacy. And I can, the baby's out now. It's mad to think, like, doing the show again, and it's only a 4-week run, 2-week rehearsal, 4-week run, and then we'll see what it is after that. Moving house, then after that, we're moving further down to Wicklow.
Right. Okay.
Oh wow. Okay. And are you looking forward to returning to the show now that circumstances are different? Yeah.
Oh gosh, I'm really looking forward to the physicality of it all. Be able to like really throw myself into it. I can do the smoking now because the joke was like it was just weird. Not because some people were like, why did Maggie not smoke? And I was like, and I didn't want to tell people because I was like, people are going to come to this show and just watch me being pregnant. So I didn't tell people till after the show because they're just going to watch me being pregnant playing that. You know what I mean? But then people did notice, like, gosh, we thought it was the costume was a wee bit frumpy, but I was just putting on weight. So Maggie will be slim and slender by this. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to just getting back to like. Just getting out of the house as well, just being with like not being watching cartoons and not having, you know, like having normal conversations and working mums.
Mums crave like it's so rewarding being a mum, like it so is.
But it's the best, but
being able to have adult conversation and be able to go to the toilet when you need to go to the toilet rather than somebody hanging on your leg.
I know. Just even the commute to work, I'll be like, oh my god, listen, And because I know the lines, I don't really have to, you know, I'll build it up the few weeks before. We have to be off book for day one. But at least I've done it before, you know, there's no pressure. I can just really enjoy it. Now, there's 2 girls, 2 new people. Yeah, actually, I don't know whether. Yeah, it'll be announced soon. But yeah, so it'll be lovely. Yeah, really nice bunch, really great production.
And when does that all?
Home every night. That was the other thing. London, like, you know, it's great. I had to go home every night. It's just even that, you know.
Yeah.
So tell us the dates of that, just so our listeners can come.
Yeah, I think it starts the 21st of June, the previews, and then the 25th. The press night, I think, is like the 1st of July, and then it's on for 4 weeks.
Yeah.
And when do you start? When does that rehearsal process?
9th of June.
Okay.
So Mark finishes work end of May, and then we have a week off together, and then I'll head to rehearsals. And then, as I say, then once the show's up, I have all day free. I don't have to go into work till evening.
Yeah, that's nice.
And what is it like now being a mummy in the business you're in? Like, is it everything is like a logistical, like, spreadsheet? Or how is it?
Yeah, we had a diary for London, definitely that first Midsummer Night's Dream. A lot of flights. Gosh, it was back and forth. And even Molly, like Maisie, our second kid, won't have the amount of flights Molly did in that first year of her life was quite incredible. And also the support. Like, I know when I did meet Mark, you know, it contemplated, you know, it's hard, like being an actor, blah, blah, blah. And he was like, we'll make it work. I never want you to give up. And, you know, it's having the support. His parents are very good in that they're both retired and help us a lot. So, yeah. But you just have to make it, you just have to be, you know, wise with what you choose. And yeah, a spreadsheet, as you say, you just have to really now that there's two now, it'd be completely different. And Diona Doherty, who wrote the Christmas show, that was another, I literally just got offered that Christmas show. And the next day I found out I was pregnant. So I rang her and I went, listen, I understand if you want to recast it, it's fine. Like, you know, she was like, she just said, well, she said a few choice words, but I can't repeat them. But she was like, you will 100% be doing this job, basically, and I will write it into the script. So, and she did. And it was really lovely show that she adapted it and had a little twist at the end. So, yeah. And I was like, we were in Thunderland at one point, and I was like, Jesus, this kid inside me is just swinging about. And we do laugh now. The first few weeks, Maisie did not nap from 7 p.m. till 11 p.m. And I was like, that's showtime. That is showtime. I was like, so 6:30 comes. I'm like, this is your half-hour call, big girl. You got 30 minutes. So it's a bit better. Showtime's over. But yeah, so it's all about also the support network of to be honest with the people you're going to work with, and they'll work around it.
I think like that. I remember meeting you and you saying as well that Diona, she is a mum too. So I mean, that's really important for the industry to hire women, hire parents, hire people that you know juggle lots of different lives, whether it's kids, whether it's sick, elderly relatives, whatever it is. Just, you know, hire lots of people so that you've got a range of experiences and show you can do it. Like, you know, you can juggle, and as long as there's a support network there, like, and they are a supportive employer.
It shouldn't be any different. Yeah, it shouldn't be any different. And the fact that the Globe did allow her into rehearsals every day was great. You know, that took pressure off. And then the days that maybe we were doing lots and lots of stuff, Christopher took her. Or I had so much support around me in London that people would just happily come and take a 1-year-old baby and take her out for the day, take her to the Tate and the soft play. And so it was. It is about the support network, but and it's an industry where you'll never. It's a mad industry in that you can be best mates with an 18-year-old and an 80-year-old. Yeah. You know, I have friends from, like, you don't get that working like in the bank. You wouldn't be best friends with an 80-year-old, you know, and hanging out and great. Like, and touring as well. Like, touring now wouldn't be on my not until the girls get bigger, you know, and they go off to university or whatever. But touring is a huge way to learn, I think, as a young actor as well. But I'm looking forward. I was saying to Mark, sure, when you retire, you can come with me when we tour. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, perfect.
But touring was a great way to learn. Get weird digs, people, like all that sort of stuff. But it's a way of a way of learning and getting really close with people. It's an industry where you can really bond.
Yeah.
And I am a bit like when we were younger, you get great pals. Because Mark, my husband, he did drama and stuff, and he did shows down south, because that's how he knew Tony Finnegan and Peter Kennedy, and and that's what he always said. Like, it's so important for young ones to make make friendships.
Yeah.
They'll make friendships that they'll have for life.
Yeah,
and that's so true.
100%.
And you have such a laugh, don't you? Like, as well, like, I remember always looking for like the Saturday, getting there at 10 o'clock in the morning. I was like, oh my god, it's a really long day, Mark. I was like, yeah, it was 10 till 5.
Oh yeah, we worked like.
Yeah.
Think about it.
Do you
I don't think a lot of them do that now, do they?
Yeah, not as long as that, I don't think.
It's 11 to 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have
it's a bit like drama school, in that you go for the long day. That's a full day of drama school. Like, sorry, I interrupted you there. Sorry.
Both my kids are at McMasters, and they literally count down until Saturday. So the same love and sprinkle of magic is there, and they have already met friends for life. And it's just it's just so lovely.
It's just
a place where like you can just be you. Yeah. Like,
it's a formula that
also
works.
Probably like, especially like I remember Christopher always thinking that too. It was a place where he was accepted, because not always certain people who like drama and all aren't always accepted in school or the sports team, whereas you're accepted.
Yeah, lovely.
Do you have standout memories from like growing up in stage school and stuff?
Did you always remember Hamilton House, the wee stage? Do you know, in the old school one, and the floor and the smells, and then like that. I remember just dashing over from one hall to the other, in the rain and all, and then coming over in your tap shoes, and always like trying to get out of dance. God help Wendy Mayers. Especially when I got to like 14, 15, they were like, oh, I forgot my shoes, but you can still dance. Oh, Canada, I don't know. And then Vivian always having spare tap shoes or something, you're like, oh. But do you know what, you can get out of it that much. But I remember Ballina was a strong memory for us, especially us three.
Yeah.
Really strong. I remember, and then we had the same waistcoat from Marks and Spencer.
Yeah. We thought we were the days. And we both had these really big glasses.
And I had did you fringe?
No, you had a fringe.
Forever, like.
We were cool. We really weren't.
No. And the mix from Woolworths, I got that, and we got on the bus. I can still see us getting on the bus. And then we were probably allowed to bring a camera, because we took photographs.
Yeah.
And just like thinking how cool we were and how grown up. And then I do remember we're on those camp beds. Do you remember?
Yeah.
Or something in that big scout hall.
And
then you whack me around the head with the glow stick.
Did I though?
You were just testing me, just making sure I was awake. Are you awake?
You dealt with it so well. You weren't at all dramatic.
You didn't cry.
No, I didn't.
Blind me. He was trying to blind.
You blinded me. I know it was Ballina, London again. That was another one. We were like, gosh, seeing Starlight Express, and that's now back. Yeah. It's mad.
Yeah, I know. We were so lucky as well to have like all those experiences.
Do you have a standout? Do you have a standout role from back in the day, Jennifer? One that you think you were particularly good at? I've got one.
You know what? It'll never leave me, and every time I think about it or hear or sing it, I was like, God, you remember you used to dress, because there wasn't enough boys, I used to dress up in the nursing homes and sing, wave a little bit, with the tea towel.
Yeah.
That's right. Oh, you're so cute.
Oh, dear. I know. Oh, yeah. And then I never always forgot my fishnet. There was always something I forgot, and your poor mum, dear helper, Lauren, would always have a spare. I think all the mums had spare. Yeah. And then now I think back, I was like, God help my dad. There was only so much, like I needed a mum there to be able to help, but all the mums clubbed together for me and always had backup of something. spare blouse for the pearly. There's always something missing. But that should have been, I should have been checking that myself instead of my dad, like this 50, 60-year-old dad. Like, I should have been checking it. But anyway, it was that. Doing the nursing homes, I loved the Caribbean. Still, and I'll always remember
love the Caribbean.
That's right.
Did you love the Caribbean?
No, you loved it.
You loved it. No, none of the rest of us.
When I was raring to sing that song, but I can see now why Vivian didn't. I was like 8. Could you imagine? I like you very much. That's wrong. Wrong. I love the Christmas. I love the wee Christmas medley.
Yeah.
I liked your Panther Dame.
God.
I liked your Panther Dame, Great Balls of Fire.
Do you know what? I found the videos and I tried to watch, but they're the conditions not being very good. I think they weren't stored properly in the roof space or something. So but you can hear us and you can hear me singing Great Balls of Fire and then coming out with nonsense like okay, so and I was like, oh God, Mark was like, was that you? And I was like, yeah, but it's all a bit like it's a bit fuzzy.
I can't believe there's videos of that. I'm glad they're damaged.
No, geez, probably have one too. I would imagine.
I have one somewhere. I think I do.
Yeah, because you were what do you call her? The main
Tiger Lily.
Tiger Lily.
That was Peter Pan. You played the Dame, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was
and you were Tiger Lily, yeah.
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 Good times.
I think I have the costume. I think that was one I kept because I was quite partial to that wee mermaid costume. Do you remember them?
Yeah.
The flesh coloured tights.
That's right.
Yeah, I think that because our brothers I always remember we loved that. That was we were at that age. I think it was perfect. We were, and then singing in the concert with you. I always remember that. You were Mrs. Johnson. I was Mrs. Lyons in St. Congles.
Yeah, that was cute.
We got to sing a wee duet. It's a lovely song. Mark hasn't seen Blood Brothers. I'm like, oh gosh, you have to see that. Oh, here.
Oh, yeah.
Like never? He's never seen it?
No.
Well, it's back in Belfast.
One of the best. Yeah. I think it's in October or something, is it? Later on in the year?
Yeah.
I said to them, let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go. What else? Is there any? What are the ones that stood out for you?
Well, Jennifer, you're still the best Ada Annie I ever had. Like you're still my top Ada Annie, the best out there.
I loved St. Patrick's and I did love going down there. That was good crack.
Absolutely.
It was hilarious. A good show.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah.
It was good. Do you have a favourite professional performance or a professional play or show you've done in your like never ending CV?
I hear. Stop. No, because 2015 I did nothing. It was funny. I went over and did Puck in China and Russia and London, and then came back and didn't work for a year. 2015 was but I think Once a Catholic with Kathy Burke was pretty up there. Because we're playing like a main part, and she trusted me. I'm playing Cockney accent, something completely different, and I met great. It was a great. Yeah, I like all the people Kathy brought. It was like French and Swedish we were in watching. It was like a bit. It was bizarre, and I'd only graduated like 2 years, year and a half maybe.
I remember that
and
time.
Then
that was a particularly exciting time, wasn't it for you?
I really was nervous about that. Yeah. And then Fir Tree was really special because that was my first job back after being a mum. That was a really lovely show and really made me think about. It was really going to sound really weird, but trees, because there was lovely wee lines in it that one wee line that stood out for me. That's going to be really random, but now I look at trees differently. It's weird in that every time a child turns a page, a tree smiles knowing it can live forever. And it's so like that always just stood in my wee, it was a really lovely wee show. And then the Midsummer, I guess Dancing at Lunacy was that was pretty last year. That was pretty because a job in Dublin. I've been trying so hard to get an agent in Ireland, and I got a lovely, lovely guy now. And if you come, it's basically me living in Donegal in about 50 years. If you like, it's just she's such a lively character,
and you were
well written.
You were nominated for that role, weren't you?
Yeah. But then it's a great. It was just. It was just well
But you were
cast as
nominated.
well as a woman.
You were nominated in the
It was
same
exciting. I don't know what it
category
was.
as Alison Harding,
Ali, yeah,
and then
yeah.
Alison
Yeah.
won. So it was
One,
kind of
our good Ali.
so it was
I
like,
know.
oh,
And
the
I
two
love
of
her.
them are in the same category.
I know. I know, she'd know. I love Ali. She's amazing. I saw her in the red. No, I keep saying red velveteen. I think it's because of red velvet cake. Velveteen Rabbit. And she was brilliant. And then the Oscar Wilde. She's going to do the.
That's right.
Yes.
Importance of being earnest.
Yeah. But theatre's so important. I tried to take Molly we take her quite often. She's been seeing theatre since she was probably 6 months old. Yeah, I just think it's really important. And we went to the theatre so much growing up. I remember it was such an exciting, going to the Grand Opera House to see Blood Brothers when we were 8, and sitting in the front row. It's just, and my favourite thing about a musical is the overture at the beginning. God, I can't beat it. I got so excited.
Overtures. I love an overture too.
It's when the lights go on, you're like, oh, especially an old school one. I think there's something about it,
What's your favourite overture?
What's your favourite overture?
Oklahoma is always great because there's always the name is Oklahoma though. It's like you can't beat that. I saw Follies in Regent Park. Billy Carter from Bangor.
Yes.
And I didn't realise there's great numbers in that.
Yeah, fab.
Yeah.
The one before the interval, what do you got? He sings the big number.
I am what I am.
Maybe.
That's Cash.
Oh no.
Oh, then I meant Lacacia Falls. Yeah, sorry. Regent's
Park.
Park.
That's one you're talking about, isn't it?
That's what
Lacacia Falls.
Yes, that's what it is.
That was fantastic. Yeah, the music in that's brilliant. But
an amazing career. You've had an amazing career. You are an amazing person, and we are just so honoured that you are our friend and that you wanted to come on our podcast.
Is there something you want to do?
I'd love TV is my main thing now to sort of focus on. I want to make money. I want to be able to do 4 months film and then just chill for another 4. Do you know what I mean? But I'd love to do a bit of TV. I'd like to My dream has always been the National Theatre has always been my dream. So I think if that came calling, and the RSC, obviously, I'd like to tick that off, the Royal Shakespeare Company. And then TV,
Ireland is buzzing at the minute. Ireland is buzzing at the minute.
I know.
TV, film, and theatre. So
now that I'm available, I haven't been available really long. Yeah. And that's also the hard thing. Sometimes you have to turn down theatre. My agent said that in London a few years ago. You have to take a risk because the Globe's brilliant, but that's 5 months of the year that you're not available for TV.
Yeah.
For the likes of all the TV stuff in Belfast and all. So I'd like to make myself available for TV, and I love the likes of that adolescence, that sort of gritty.
Yeah. Gritty BAFTA.
Yeah, I'd like to do that. Yeah. So who knows? Who knows what the next year will bring? But TV, hopefully. I want to write my mum and dad's story. That's the next thing, and I've started it. So
amazing.
I want to write that. Yeah. So I think realistically, in order to get money, I think because the likes of Baby Reindeer, Fleabag started off as one man shows.
Yeah.
And I think I might try it like that first and do a Dublin, try and get in Dublin Fringe or something, so then people can see it and then try and get money that way from I don't know, who knows. So Baby they all have to start somewhere. Baby Reindeer and Fleabag and This Country, all those sort of So that and Mark keeps hounding me too. We need to write mum and dad's story.
Yeah,
definitely.
Well, we'll be here 100% behind you. Yeah. Whatever direction you go, we'll be there.
I know it's a good story. Yeah. And before we get too old, yes.
Yeah, if you need to do funding for that, you should do another wee cabaret, because that's one of my lasting memories of you. You were going away to RADA. You did a fundraiser.
I did them every year, and bless you, you were always so supportive. It was amazing.
Well, it was one of the best cabarets. I remember it. It lives in my in my head. You singing Stars and Moon.
Oh God, that was a lovely song.
I can't ever forget it. Like
Jason Robert Brown, yeah, God.
Do that again. That would be great.
And then, I'll get Taryn to do something in it, will I?
Well,
it might lower the bar, but
great to see him. Like he won't be as talented as the rest
Catch
of us.
up with him. Oh no, and then he could fund the mum and dad story, maybe. He just throw in a couple of million. Yeah. I don't even need to do a concert. What am I doing? Dublin Fringe? We'll just ask Taryn. Get it on the get it on the Netflix. Remember, Dad, like, what did he used to get it on the Netflix? I say the Netflix. That's the way forward. But yeah, so that's the next sort of year or two. I want to try and get a bit of TV and write. So
perfect.
And go to a coffee shop and just write down everything, and
because it's a lovely story and the world needs to hear it.
It's a nice story to come from Northern Ireland. That's not about religion, do you know?
Yes,
it's sort of a little bit, but like that's not the whole all be all and end all.
No, it's love.
Yeah. I cast it already. Who did we want? Kathy Burke is Mount Elizabeth. Polly McGlynn has to be in it. I can just get all her mates. You two. Who do you want to play?
We'll play ourselves.
I'm there regardless. I'll do whatever you need me to do. I'll make the coffees.
Will you stop?
I'm a good runner. I would say I'd be a good runner.
You would.
I think
you would. And you'd be a good producer, Lauren, too. I can see you whipping them all into shape.
Yep.
Bish bash bosh. But
I know it.
It's coming to me. You're still teaching away, Still teaching away.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yes, for the weekend. And where are you, Lauren, now? You're doing how's your business going?
Yeah, it's going good.
Let's plug that while we're here.
Yeah, I've got all that, and still I'm doing some teaching as well. So some speech and drama. So.
Oh God, that's right! Amazing. Yes. What do you call it? Let's give a wee plug here while we're here.
She's good.
Sell.
Well, Jennifer / Molly, thank you so much for coming on. We actually could not love you anymore and appreciate. And please say thank you to Mark for holding forward.
I will. Yeah.
Chatted to us.
The jail down the back. You're not allowed to come out. Yeah. No. All good. He's allowed to watch a Man United match now. So
every week.
I know.
Sorry, Mark. I'm saying you have a podcast recording to do every week. Sorry, Mark, just going to do another wee podcast here.
Next week, a glass of wine. Sorry, Mark, working away here. Oh, dear. Same same time next week. I'll see you there.
Yeah.
Lovely chatting to you. Thanks very much.
Thank you. It's so good.
See you soon. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Come down to the dark side. Come down to Ireland. I mean, like Dublin. I can't hang up yet. Yes. Take care.
I hope that you enjoyed that. That was
much as we did.
Oh my goodness. I just love her so much.
She's the best.
She is the best. Right. Next week we are back with interesting. I think it's going to be
not Molly Logan anyway, that's for sure.
It's going to be an interesting episode, so I would definitely tune in for that.
I can't remember what we're doing next week, but anyway, yes, tune in. Be great fun. Won't it, Jennifer? Great fun.
See you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Tune in as the memories grow.